Are you bored of eating the same delicacy, or perhaps you'd like to have a flavor of some of the best delicacies money can buy? Definitely you'll be spending more than a few thousands of dollars in such a meal. Don't you think so? Don't go away, as we will be talking about the expensive foods only the rich can afford. But first, be sure to help the channel out by clicking the subscribe button and the bell icon for more informative videos like this. 10 expensive foods only the rich can afford. Number 10. Wagyu beef. You would most likely be familiar with Wagyu beef. It originates from one of 4 varieties of Japanese cow. Wagyu beef is renowned for having very marbling fat that renders when cooking. The meat melts in your mouth because it is juicy and tender. It can cost up to $500 to buy a Wagyu beef in a restaurant. Pure Wagyu beef is one of the most expensive and sought-after foods in the world. Its generous marbling, which produces a luscious buttery suppleness, unlike any steak from cattle bred in America, is what makes it so unique. It has a solid, buttery texture and a rich scarlet color, as you'll discover. The beef is extremely juicy and has a strong umami flavor. Even though it tastes strongly of meat, it is sweeter than greasy. In order to prepare Wagyu beef, you must first sear the meat for 1 to 2 minutes on each side in a preheated pan, then finish cooking it over a moderate heat. Number 9. Matsutake mushrooms. Matsutake mushrooms are also a product of Japan, just like Wagyu beef. A peculiar, sweet, spicy flavor characterizes this rare type of mushroom. It takes some getting used to. The difficult nature of growing this mushroom accounts for its high cost. It can cost up to $600, making it the most expensive mushroom in the world. Matsutake mushrooms, in contrast to most mushrooms, are prized for their scent rather than only their flavor. Autumnal flavors like sweet cinnamon and cypress are evoked by the aroma. Its flavor is hot and has a firm, meaty texture. Matsutake mushrooms can be eaten either raw or cooked. Before eating or cooking, make sure the mushrooms are thoroughly cleaned, including the cap. When cooking the mushroom, keep the cooking process simple to bring out the flavor and aroma. The mushrooms can be softly cooked in salt and olive oil. Number 8. Madagascar vanilla. Unexpectedly, vanilla is among the most expensive foods in the world. Due to the general quality of the vanilla bean produced, Madagascar vanilla beans are generally rated as the best vanilla beans. It's your favorite ice cream or dessert flavor. It can cost up to $600 to get a vanilla. Compared to beans from other nations, Madagascar vanilla beans have higher vanillin content. Although vanilla still makes up the majority of Madagascar vanilla, the flavor is described as being sweet, creamy, rich, tobacco-like, balsamic, and having a spicy undertone. It is the purest vanilla extract in the world. Number 7. Kopi Luwak. The priciest coffee in the world is called Kopi Luwak. Coffee lovers should take note because this coffee is priceless. The term civet coffee refers to a beverage created from coffee beans that have been consumed, partially digested, and disposed of by an Asian Pam civet or civet cat. It is thought that the partially digested coffee beans undergo fermentation in the animal's stomach, which improves the coffee's flavor. Kopi Luwak bags can cost up to $700 to get. Most people describe the flavor of Kopi Luwak as being earthy and musty with traces of caramel and chocolate, though some individuals use the word jungle as a flavor descriptor. Before we continue, we have got a fact talk for you. Do you know that urinating in a pool is dangerous for your heart? Number 6. Moose cheese. It's interesting that one of the most stolen foods worldwide is cheese. One of the most costly types of cheese in the world is moo cheese. It's made at Sweden's Moose House Farm. Every day from May to September, each moose produces 5 liters of milk, which is used to prepare it. The one and only milk utilized is that of Gullen, Helga, and Juno. To have a taste of the cheese, you will need at least $1,074. The price can go beyond that depending on the restaurant and where you're getting it from. It has a mildly acidic flavor and a smooth texture. It's kept in neutral vegetable oil for storage. Number 5. Ayam Semani. Ayam Semani, black chicken, also referred to as the goth chicken, is raised in Indonesia. It has a black skin, meat, bones, and organs. One of these exceedingly uncommon chicken breeds can cost more than $2,000 in Indonesia and can reach thousands of dollars outside of Indonesia. Ayam Semani black chicken exports are prohibited. It's a fallacy that Ayami Semani blackbirds have black blood. The chicken's blood color has always been red. Although many say it is a little more savory, ayam cemani flesh is similar to conventional chicken meat in flavor. Once cooked, it also has a tendency to have a softer texture, making cutting it simpler. While some guests may be startled to see that the meat stays black after cooking, this rich pigment is thought to contribute to the meat's even better flavor. Number 4. Saffron. Saffron tops the list when it comes to expensive spices. Only 7 days a year in the autumn are dedicated to growing the labor-intensive saffron crocus. The blossoms are then manually gathered and slowly roasted to dry. In Asia and the Mediterranean, saffron is abundantly farmed. This flavorful spice, which is used in a wide range of cuisines, exudes a distinctive, sweet flavor that conjures up images of monarchy. The cost of saffron varies but can cost up to $5,000 to get the spice. The flavor of saffron is sweet and flowery. It tastes complex and nuanced, with an earthy undertone. Saffron that tastes metallic, bitter, or plastic-like, on the contrary hand, is typically a sign of a poor imitation of this special spice and needs to be shunned. Number 3. Iberian ham. Iberian ham, which is regarded as the best ham in the world, is relished as a delicacy. It originates from the back leg of black pigs that are fed acorns, or bellota, as they are known in Spanish. Oic acid, which is present in acorns, gives ham its flavor. This ham has an unusual rich flavor and a bright crimson color. It takes 2 to 3 years for it to be matured. A complete leg of Iberian ham would cost you up to $4,500. Iberian ham has a lot of nutrients and vitamins that are necessary for our bodies to function properly, as well as proteins with a high biological value. It has a lot of iron, which is an ideal ingredient for osteoporosis prevention. It also has a strong sweetness, like fine Parmesan. It has a flowery, earthy, and nutty flavor, and the fat melts in your mouth. It's the best for many ham aficionados, however, it never comes cheap. Number 2. Black watermelon. You would have devoured a green watermelon, but what is a black watermelon? This unique fruit from Japan is among the most costly foods in the entire globe. This fruit, also known as densuke melon, it has a crisp flavor. These watermelons, which are grown on the Hokkaido island, require a lot of space and care. In case you were wondering, they are not black in color, but rather a dark shade of green that frequently appears to be black. Since there are only 100,000 black watermelons available annually, they can sell for up to $6,000 at auction. In Japan, these black watermelons are a cherished present for special events like weddings. Black watermelons have a mellow, delicate flavor because they contain a high percentage of water, more than 92%. These watermelons are a great dessert fruit since they have been bred over time to have a more palatable flavor that is sweet and delicious. Number 1. Caviar. You probably think of caviar first when considering upscale pricey cuisine. These are fish eggs, one of the most exquisite foods on earth. The most costly caviar ever discovered came from a beluga fish that may be 100 years old and albino. A caviar can cost up to $34,500, making it the most expensive in the world. The process of preparation has remained largely unchanged throughout the past few decades. An unconscious female sturgeon's ovaries are first removed, and the membrane is removed by passing them through a sieve. Released roes are rinsed and remove contaminants. By adding the right amount of salt for flavor and preservation, roes are now prepared to be made into caviar. It is never cooked but prepared. The fresh item is sampled and assigned a quality rating. The eggs are then placed in tins lined with lacquer for further processing or for direct sale to consumers. It always has a mild fishiness and slight saltiness, but the taste of caviar is more like ocean water rather than in-your-face fish. Food is being outrageously overpriced by wealthy diners around the world for once-in-a-lifetime dining experiences. But are the food really worth the price? Thank you, and don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next video!